Hey there guys, my name is Bradrenaline, aka the Alolan Snorlax, and today I've got another Discord battle. This time we're running the VGC format. I'm going up against my boy Yami. He's always in the Discord, he's always breeding new mons for his team, and it's about time we got a battle in, to be fair. So, he looks like he's going to be running a Torkoal, Oranguru, Sun combo. Like, I was kind of expecting that. I was going to bring my Torkoal team, but I decided to test out some Rain, like a Rain team. Rain Trick Room has the same sort of idea. He takes Tapu Bulu, I take Tapu Koko, and then we have some sweepers and things like that. So, gonna get into the battle. This was one of those battles that I learned quite a lot from. I also had to try and gauge how good Yami actually was in the first few turns. So, we're gonna see how all this pans out. He goes for the Oranguru and the Salamence. Very strong lead, because he gets the Intimidate off. I've got some Egyptian named Pokemon here that you might recognize, you might not, but it's the Araquanid and the Oranguru, so we're both leading double Oranguru. He gets the Intimidate on my Araquanid, so he's got a lot more presence right now in what he wants to do. But I still have a lot of offensive pressure onto his Oranguru with my Araquanid, so he opts for the Protect. And I opt for the Protect anyway, because I'm scared of the Salamence. And then I'll be attacking into the Oranguru slot, because I don't want him to set up whatever he's wanted to set up. But he drops a Draco onto my Araquanid. Now, I'm Assault Vest, but I'm pretty sure he was like Specs, you know, like that does a lot of damage. But he didn't tell me, so I guess we'll never know. So right now I'm pretty boned. Like my counter to his Oranguru is going down quite fast. I get in some Rain just to try and keep up some offensive pressure. And then he's going to Draco Meteor again, so he's -2. So this will be doing about half as much as it did before. So he's looking to knock me down to about 20 health. Yeah, so 25 health. He's now -4. And now he just instructs. And I was pretty certain at the time that this was a roll. But looking back at it through some damage calcs, I realized that this always OHKOs if he is Specs. And it doesn't matter on the nature. He could be timid or modest. Modest and Specs has a lot more of a chance. But yeah. In my mind, I'm thinking he's Specs. Like he's -6 now. He can't really do much damage, so I bring in my Tapu Koko to threaten the HP Ice. I don't actually have HP Ice, because that's quite awkward to breed for. To soft reset for, sorry. So he switches out, because he knows he's pretty useless. And brings in the Tapu Bulu to override my terrain that I just brought in. Not the best scenario for me, but I do Thunder into the same slot. I think I was expecting to catch, you know, something out. And now I'll be Hurricaning into the Oranguru. I probably should have just doubled into the same slot in hindsight, but again, hindsight's like not very useful after the battle. He Trick Rooms because he's got the slower mons on the field, even with a fast Oranguru. So we can see by the grassy terrain who was going to be going first as well. So it was my Pelipper, and then the Tapu Bulu. Well, Oranguru, then Tapu Bulu, and then Tapu Koko. So we know the speed order of what's going to happen, and we can make our next moves. So he's looking to protect his Oranguru just to try and keep the pressure off the Oranguru as much. I protect with my Tapu Koko because I think I'm mainly trying to whittle down some of these turns, and I also don't want a free Horn Leech for the Tapu Bulu. I was so hyped that that would kill, and it doesn't kill. The Hurricane just misses the KO onto Tapu Bulu. Very unfortunate because the Tapu Bulu is going to get some leftovers and some grassy terrain. And he also has the Horn Leech to get more health back, so this isn't the best situation for me right now. Now he's going to switch his Oranguru in for the Torkoal, and now the weather has been changed over. The terrain is in his favour. It's looking a lot better for Yami right now, especially with this matchup. So he protects Tapu Bulu just to be safe, and I Hurricane into the Oranguru slot, which is now the Torkoal. If you didn't know, Hurricane is 50% accurate in the sun, so that was actually very lucky to hit. And now I force the Torkoal to not run the Eruption, so this is where I find out if he has Heat Wave or not. If he runs Heat Wave, which I'm pretty sure everyone does on their sun team, then I'm still gonna take a lot of damage from the Sun Heat Wave, maybe even the Instruct combo. But it's looking okay. It's not looking the best, seeing as he has both of his terrains and weather bits that he wants. So I'm going to try and stall this out a little bit by protecting. I think I'll go for the double protect here. So yeah, the double protect just to get down a turn. And I do reveal the heat wave just by scouting. So very interesting. It would still hurt a lot. But again, I'm just trying to see what he's looking to do. VGC is mostly like trying to get into the other player's head after all. So learning bit by bit what to do next and if I have a chance of winning still. So grassy terrain makes this so long. Like even with the battle animations, I keep getting told to put the animations back on. I finally remember, and now I'm running out of like time to say stuff. So he goes for the heat wave, and look at that damage. Look at that damage. Whew. I went for the roost on Pelipper just to kind of scout how much he would do. I know Tapu Koko is going to get taken down this turn, so I want to keep my Pelipper nice and healthy. But in doing this, I make a mistake in not switching out my Pelipper. So now I believe I have 2 mons left and I can't actually change the weather. So he has the weather advantage over me because I can't bring in the drizzle. And from here, it's looking a lot worse in my scenario. I just tried to say 3 different things at the same time. But the trick room wears off, the grassy terrain is gone, we still have the sun. He doesn't need to keep the Torkoal in right now, because he knows that I only have 2 mons, and these are my 2 mons, Oranguru and Pelipper. So I could just forfeit right now, but that's not kind of who I am. Like, I want to keep learning more as I go through this battle, especially more about my opponent and about my team. So he brings in the Salamence. The Intimidate doesn't matter too much, but I am running some defense for that Horn Leech. It doesn't do as much as it could. He thinks I'm going for the Trick Room, but then Trick Room would definitely seal my fate. I'm looking to just do some damage into this slot, but he swapped in the Salamence, so it doesn't do too much. And then I go for the Instruct for damage. In hindsight, again, I could have just gone for Psychic. Psychic would have done more damage, but did not expect the Salamence switching at the time, which is a good play. And Tapu Bulu is pretty much full health again. It was maybe 2 or 3 health from the Hurricane before, but you see the power of Grassy Terrain leftovers. Now, he reads me quite well here. I go for the Protect, but I'm pretty sure he Horn Leeches into my Pelipper. Yeah, so he Horn Leeches into Pelipper instead. And you know, that's doing a lot of damage. I'm max HP, max defense on this Pelipper, so that hurts. I go for the Hurricane, but it's 50% and I do miss it. Then the Sunlight goes, and he can basically take any Mon and switch in Torkoal, and then he's got the Sun for the rest of the battle. And I pretty much lost. Like, I can't accept defeat, but I have to keep going knowing that I'm probably going to lose. I just have to make the best plays I can. So my opponent's doing the same in doing Dragon Pulse. It does a lot to my Oranguru. So yeah, again, I'm really certain that it's Specs. But he wouldn't tell me. So I just Psychic anyway, like to test the damage. That does like 40%, 45%. It's very interesting, but then again, there's not much I can do from here. Like, I'm just fighting a losing battle. He goes for the Depulse onto my Pelipper. I don't have any special defense investment, and that knocks me clean out from around 60%. And of course, in the next turn, he's just going to take me out. So, yeah, it was a good game. Again, I love having these Discord battles. They're so chill. Like, we can just talk, or you can choose to remain in privacy if you really want to. But we get to think out our turns. Maybe go on about what we're thinking or what we want to take beforehand. It's nice. Like, I'm glad some of you guys come over to chill with me on the Discord and we can get battles like these in. Of course, I don't only upload wins. I'm not one of those kind of people. And this is an example of, like, you become a much better player by learning from your defeats than you do from just winning every game. And I know, like, in championships and things like that, but losing in a championship is probably bad because you're not going to win the championship, but getting to that point in improving as much as you can will, you know, it'll make you a much better player. So, rambling is done. Battle is done. Good game again, Yami, as I said. That is all we have time for in this video. Thank you all so much for watching, and maybe I will see you again soon.